Hey guys, I'm Noira and I'm usually this. But today, I'm just a blob. I recently went on a trip and met with people I haven't seen in a while. Some family, some friends. Let me quickly tell you about some of them using totally their real names. Gin is quite the extrovert and used to be the go-to guy to hang out with if you wanted some quick drinks or chill chats. He's currently planning to propose to his girlfriend and preparing to buy a ring. He tells me he doesn't go out as often nowadays, nor does he drink too much. It does get pricey, he says. He's looking up wedding prices, talks about mortgages, and of course complains about gas prices. He kinda panicked when I asked him for a good place to get a drink at. Asuma and Kurenai just got married not too long ago, and they're expecting their first baby. Both husband and wife work full-time jobs, and their mum comes to stay at their place every once in a while. They're a delight to be around with, and are constantly going out for social events with groups of friends. Asuma got his own startup doing what he loves. He often looks drained, though never too drained to ask us out for drinks. Hanako got one kid, and both husband and wife work a 9-to-5 job. Never really knew how much they made, but they've got their own house now. The wife used to play World of Warcraft with me, we even raided together, and now that I think of it, they were quite the gamer couple. I mean, they have a PS5 at home that they barely ever touch. So anyway, I asked them, hey, do you guys play Helldivers? And they go, what's that? Hanako just plays The Sims 2 to 3 times per year now, and the husband goes to play cricket once a week. And this last one is Spike, who now has a family with 2 kids. And both husband and wife work respectable full-time jobs that pay pretty well. They got their own house and all. As I remembered, the husband used to love watching basketball, anime, and also reading manga. So I asked about that when I met them, but he just said, I don't have time for any of that nowadays. Not with kids. Fair enough, the kids were between the ages of 2 and 5. Meeting these people really made me think, man, how times have changed. But the thing is, I don't think it has really changed these people as a person. We still end up talking the same way we used to back then, but now it's just about different things. The priorities are different now, and they've abandoned many things along the way, which isn't particularly good or bad, but rather out of necessity. So I questioned myself. Does adulting mean defaulting to a boring life? A life where you have to ditch your hobbies, a life where you forget about the excitement of non-materialistic things, a life where you stop dreaming? As corny as that sounds. To be fair, a boring life isn't particularly bad. I know some people who prefer it, and some people are also willing to sacrifice all that for their kids. For me though, I don't think it's my kind of thing. On a car ride, Spike, the one with 2 kids, asked me about what my plans were in the near future. I told him that I wanted to maybe live in Japan for a few months, because, well, it's something that I've always wanted to do. He asked out of genuine curiosity, shouldn't you be settling down soon? I said, yeah, probably, but when I do, I don't want to have any regrets. You know, whilst my body can still take drinks, walk long distances, and not be tied down to permanent obligations and commitment. He thought for a while. What about work? Aren't you worried? I said, I'll sort it out. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Then I asked him, I'm still conflicted between staying in Tokyo or Kyoto. If you were younger, where would you want to stay? He thought in silence and smiled somewhat in wonder and slight excitement. Probably Kyoto. Tokyo's a bit too much for me nowadays, so if I was slightly younger and didn't have kids, I'd probably love to stay in Kyoto. After a short pause, he then continued. You know what? Yeah, you should do it whilst you can. Go live in Japan for a little bit. My time's way past for such things, so how about you? Tell me all about it when you come back. That answer left me with mixed feelings. Sort of bittersweet. Spike's answer sounded like it was a tinge of sadness from regret, but then it was just acceptance. He was okay with it. It was this conversation that made me realize maybe it isn't always that you choose to default to boring adulthood. but it gradually creeps onto you like Sasuke's curse mark. You slowly chip away into it because of social pressures, familiar responsibilities, and general portrayal of how a proper adult should be like. Maybe boring adults still have these things that they've always wanted to do and hobbies they've always wanted to commit to, but it's all just buried under 10 feet of adulting. I used to always say, live life like an adult, but enjoy it like a child. After meeting these people, I realized that in reality, it's a very tough feat. I'm now left wondering, how do I stave away from a boring adulthood? You might be quick to say, just don't have kids or don't get married. But what if I want marriage? What if I want kids? Is there a realistic in-between? A hopeful balance? Or is it a definite sacrifice and a slow burn into defaulting to a boring adult life? And what about you? What do you want your adulthood balance to look like? Do share it in the comments.